Now we are. Oh, are you in San Fran?
Yeah. I felt weird being the only one not having a background.
That's okay. You have a pretty face and some nice eyebrows today.
Yeah. For 150, these eyebrows better be nice.
What? That's how much it costs?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
So I
well,
guess
here we are.
We live. So once again,
Live.
welcome to Urban Solution. Can you back that up? One of the hottest, the newest, the most exciting show it is. We got the lovely ladies. I got MK. Tell them hello.
What's up?
Ola Bunny in the house and a place to be.
Hey, y'all.
Okay, we're gonna get this started. We want to make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to Urban Solution. We got all these shows, a lot of things going in and out, and we trying to make it happen, make it pop for 2002. You know, like the Love Connection, 2 and 2. You know, this is our year to make shit pop off. We minded some people, but the show goes on. So are y'all ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready.
Also, we are on Hawaiian time because when we say we're on Hawaiian time, we're always late. Every time you say like, "Oh, it's on Hawaiian time," it's late. So we started late today because we had a little, things happen. But we try to start on time most times.
We try to get it out there. We try to. All we can do is try. You know, it's
all we can do is try.
It's the thought that counts. We try to.
Today is MLK Junior Day.
Yes.
So we're gonna start the show with a question, and I don't even know if this is what you call them, but the question is, who is your most inspiring activist? And I don't know that we. I mean, he was an activist, but I don't know if that's what I'm just trying to go for. But you get the idea. Like, who's your most inspiring person that fights for a cause or that is an activist? We'll start with Hodge.
You know, I'm not gonna say it'd be too crusade to just say Martin Luther King. So I would say somebody like Jackie Robinson.
Oh,
you know how he went through the civil rights and being able to be the first Black baseball player to go. He endured a whole lot, from, having money, not getting paid as much as, the other players that was there before him, but he was better. So I would say the way that he was able to handle things like Martin Luther King without the violence and be able to raise above that, the nonsense and do what he do and still be respected. So I think that he would be one of mine.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Lola?
Honestly, everybody does good at what they're fighting for. And it would be super cliche for me to say like Rosa Parks or the Black Panthers. I guess the Black Panthers, they were dope. Yeah. They didn't care. You shut stuff down. But you know what? I will say, if we bring it into modernization, millennials doing pretty good at, with their activist moves. I mean, besides the rioting, a lot of them have really been sticking to the cause and getting stuff down and going on, like between, the murder cases that's been going on or fighting back on this COVID vaccine and things like that. Like, they, as a group, that's one thing I will say that they've been getting on, like forcing, it might not be like major change, but like a little bit of change at one time,
right?
Just because they're coming by the masses, right? Like there's so many people fighting at one time, they don't have enough police force to get everybody. And I will say that is the big difference between like fighting for a cause back then and fighting for a cause back like now. Back then, everybody was too scared. And now everybody's just like, they don't care about the consequences. You're going to hear me one way or another. If I sit in jail, I sit in jail.
Yeah, that's kind of like, I don't know if you saw the movie, The Hate U Give. It's kind of sort of like that, right? The little girl, she kind of rose up and didn't care. And she kept going on and on and on and on for the cause, right? Something like that.
You know, I think that it's the different time that we live in, that people is more open and is more acceptable. You don't get that that hate against you, and you don't get that isolated as they did in the, you know,
right. the Jim Crow days.
Yeah, all that on up, you know, to, you know, the Martin Luther King and on up. Like, I mean, it's so many people out there that fight for causes and did
right.
positive things. You know, I could, you know, throw in Oprah, you know, building the schools in
right.
Africa, the stuff that she was able to tell her story, how, you know, she was molested and stuff, you know, being there. You know, a lot of people don't have the courage to do that. So it's a lot out there that I would say that, you know, inspired me or did things, females and males. You know, I think that as long as you get yourself put in a position that you able to have a voice,
right,
and you use it in some kind of positive way, I think that's a plus, because a lot of people get money and get fame, and they don't give a damn about nobody.
Yeah,
you know
no,
what I'm
like,
saying?
I mean, it's kind of like, I mean, if I had to say one person that is inspiring, it would be like Tupac or something, you know, like he keeps going on and on, like Bob Marley, you know, all those people that like, they have a cause and they fight for their cause no matter what, you know. Of course, you know, you can't, all of them, like you said, Rosa Parks, like all these people that Thurgood Marshall, like all these people that actually came forward. But I think what Lola is saying is right. Like there's more of a group now. So if there would be like not one Rosa Parks on the bus, they'd be like 20 of them. You know, like people are not afraid to come forward anymore. Where back in the day it was, oh my God, she's nuts. She's gonna get killed. You know, like what is she doing? Where nowadays, where even with the LGBTQ and all of that too, it's the same thing, right? It's not only one person standing up or one group, it's a bunch of people, and it's even people that are not gay, right? It's even people that are not African American. People are fighting for a cause as a group and coming together, and that is good as far as what you're saying about the millennials like joining as a group. You know, it's not only the same race or the same sex or the, you know, same sexuality. It's a bunch of people coming together and fighting for a cause, and I think, you know, that makes
the
more
whole
of a
generation
difference.
as a whole, no matter what the topic is,
right?
They're just like, oh, this is what we fighting for today, and then
right,
they're
down.
really
They're
having
down to do it.
Nope.
You know, standing up
No
for what's right, and that's good. And you know, you can't help but to applaud those type of people that do that. But then you have some that don't have shit to do, and they jump in because they don't have shit to do. So
they're still getting their numbers.
But they getting their numbers. That's what I'm saying. So, you know, but it's more people is willing to take that chance and stand up and want their voices to be heard and want to be seen than it was in the past. So that part of our future is looking good. You know, when you have everybody come out back to the Million Man March, or people, you know, testifying and coming out and protesting for the guy in Wisconsin when they killed the jogger, you know.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
It's, you know, more stuff is happening. So, you know, it don't have to always be a famous name like we name, but just people in general that's stepping up. Just do your part. That's all you could do is do your part.
Yeah, no, it's very true. And I think the more that people feel united, the more that the voice gets heard, you know, because they actually unite and they march. And I mean, I'm not condoning the fires and the rioting, because then you have that as well too, you know, but the mission is there, and the voice is there, and they're being heard regardless of what the situation is or the topic. Like you said, whatever the topic is, it's still, you know, being heard. Well, that was an interesting question. I was thinking about it because it was Martin Luther King Day. Did you guys have a holiday? Are you guys all up on a holiday?
That'll work.
Yeah, some folks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some
so
people
lot
don't
of people
observe
still
it.
had to work.
So
Some was off, like of course, no mail or stuff like that. The government places, but a lot of people still have to work. It doesn't matter if it's Christmas, New Year's, Martha, Columbus.
right.
You don't work, you don't eat around this motherfucker.
My God.
Right?
You don't
Like,
show up,
Oh,
you don't get paid. So a lot
yeah,
of
this
people.
damn,
is
you
true.
scheduled at 6:30 faithfully. And it's crazy. My 90% of my team was gone. So I was like, well, damn, am I supposed to be here today? What are you
Right?
talking
You're like,
about?
I think it's my day off too.
Right.
Hey, I got this
Oh,
emergency call. I'm gonna step away for a minute,
okay.
but y'all.
Okay. Okay. I guess we'll just go on with the next question, me and you. Why not, right? If you could have sex at any of the like 8 or 7 wonders of the world, I don't even, is it 7 or 8 now? I think it's 8 wonders of the world, where would it be?
Where are these wonders? What are the options? Because I don't know nothing about this.
So I know it's like the pyramids, the Great Wall of China,
Oh, okay. I'm tracking.
the Leaning Tower of Pisa, the Stonehenge. The Stonehenge is one.
Mhm.
The Colosseum. Can you imagine the Colosseum? That might be kind of cool.
Be an exhibitionist. Let's go with that
right?
one. Invite everybody.
I guess there's different lists. I didn't realize there's different lists to different dates. I thought it was just. I mean, they got here the Golden Gate Bridge, the Empire State Building, the Panama Canal, Jerusalem, the Grand Canyon.
Down by God.
The Grand Canyon. Okay, so this is the one that I knew.
Rattlesnakes in there. I'll go with the Colosseum.
How about the Great Barrier Reef?
I don't know. And the water.
You
got the water moccasins and whatnot, girl. I'm not trying to get ate up.
Like, I don't even know when these. Okay, so I think this is the one that I actually know, which is the Great Wall of China, Petra, whatever the hell that is, Christ the Redeemer, Machu Picchu, the Colosseum, Taj Mahal, and the Giza pyramids. Those are the ones that I actually kind of know. Because I was thinking Niagara Falls, but I don't know.
I've been to Niagara Falls. It's nice. Yeah, I'm gonna just go with the Colosseum and put on a show.
So you're like in the middle? Is that what's happening?
Yeah. Can we get some red lights and then play TLC's red light special? Make it really sexy. I'm just saying.
I mean, I kind of like that idea. I also like waterfalls. So if the Great Barrier Reef though, like I don't know. I mean, it sounds kind of EBGB-ish underwater, in where there's like a reef with like eels and stuff.
Exactly. What about sharks?
And sharks, and you're naked.
Yeah. Or water parasites.
I'm not. Oh, that's disgusting.
I'm just saying. Have you ever watched National Geographic? No, never watch National Geographic because it makes you want to get rid of water flying out in the.
You're like, sorry, I'm not going into the ocean. Together. So sorry. Well, those things are like microscopic too, right? And then it's like you don't even know what the hell is on you, and you're like itching and shit. And like next thing you know, it's like you have crabs.
Exactly. So no, I'm cool. Watch my Discovery Channel.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, since we're on the topic, moving right along, have you ever bragged to someone that you were going to sleep with and then was put on the spot to do it? And the second part is, did you do it? So like you bragged about something and then they're like, oh, and then you're like, and then did you do it?
Okay, so check this out.
I knew there was story time. I'm so excited. Wait, let me get my candy bar.
So it wasn't necessarily a brag. Like,
Wow.
asked something like, oh, would you do XYZ? And I have done XYZ, but
Wow.
I was like, yeah, like I'm open to XYZ, but now like I'm no longer interested to ABC the XYZ. So so no. But now the person's like, I want to see the XYZ. And it's just like, when I was younger, like it was cool, but now I've just moved past that stage in my life where it's just like, I don't really care anymore. Like I'm just in a different place mentally.
True.
I
mean,
like
I mean,
when
I
you're
think
younger, you want to do like a whole bunch of stuff, and then like once you, I don't know. I guess for me, like I guess if a person's never experienced something, then of course it's going to be something that's like a main interest in them. But like if you've already experienced something, and especially if you've already experienced something more than once, and you already know like it's not all what it's hyped up to be, you kind of just
Right.
like, not that you don't care, but it's not just like, oh my god, I got to do this or I'm gonna die, like that. Like, does that make sense?
it does. I mean, I think what inspired the question is that I think a lot of people front about things, like to try
Yeah.
to get with you. Like
Yeah.
for
What's
example,
Sean as view?
like I was talking to this guy and then we kind of linked up, which I don't
Mhm.
ever really do, but I was like, whatever, right? And it
Mhm.
was a lot of talk,
Yeah.
like I did this and I did that and I did this and I did that. And I'm like, cool, because I'm a like this and like that girl. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, I'm not a very like, I'm just gonna lay there and do nothing kind of girl. So I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, this could be compatible, right? Because he's telling me all this stuff. And then when I actually like linked up with him, it was really nothing. And nothing, all those things that he talked about or even bragged about at minimum, it was like had to be the aggressor and I had to be the one to, and I was like, I'm just not feeling it. Like, I'm done with this shit. Because
Yeah.
if you're gonna like brag about something, which I don't brag, it's like I did, like you said, I did XYZ, right? And
Mhm.
if I want to do XYZ with you, then that's cool. If I'm feeling the vibe, you can feel the vibe from somebody, right?
Yeah.
But
And
if
then when
if
it's
not, then
gone.
it's like it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do the same thing that I did with you, with that person, or whatever it is. It depends on that moment, and it
Mhm.
depends on that person's reactions. But I'm not gonna sit there and brag like, oh, I'm this great like fucking porn star. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm gonna stick to what I know and what I
Yeah.
want to do at that time, at that moment.
Yeah.
So
I have
Hodge,
been
now
on
that you're
like
back,
both sides of the spectrums where it's like no, I didn't brag about it. I was just asked, and I was just like, oh yeah, sure. And then I
right?
was like, yeah, no, I'm not feeling it. But I have been on the other end where somebody's like, oh yeah, I'm trying to do this, I'm gonna do that.
That's so
So when you
right.
get there, and then you're like,
Exactly. I know. It's so
oh.
disappointing. It's so disappointing. It's like, anyway. So Hodge, you're back, and you missed the question. So we're gonna give you the question because we both answered the question pretty much.
Okay.
Your turn.
Have you ever bragged? Have you ever
No.
bragged
Yeah, no, I'm not feeling it. But
about a sexual experience to someone you were going to sleep with and then was put on the spot to do it? And did you do it? So did you ever brag about something and then that person said, well, then do it? And then did you do it? Or are you just a straight shooter? Like, this is what I do. And
I never bragged about anything like that. And when you younger, well, let me speak for myself. When you're younger, you have girlfriends, boyfriends, and and you always talk about, oh well, I did this or this, because you kind of learning, and that's the only time that you brag. But when you get older, you
right,
don't brag.
right.
You just You know what I'm saying? You just handle your business. But you know, it's been times when, you know, when I was young and we go, yeah, I'm gonna come over. You better, you know, do your exercise for me, or you better eat your Wheaties, or you know, or take a couple of extra.
Hydrate, take some water.
Yeah, you better take a couple of extra Flintstone vitamins or some shit, you know, and you know, shit like that, you know, fun. But no, and we speaking of as adults, no, you know, you just come and do what you do, because I think we had this question kind of before on one of the shows, that for a guy, you know, it depends on how you having, you know, especially when it comes to sex. If you having sex a lot, your stamina might be up more. If you having it less and stuff, for a guy, it's built up. It's gonna come quick. So you may not be able to do, you know, promise some of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? You might work out and do all this kind of shit, and you know, dress up and push ups and stuff. And if that shit is just so good or something, it'd be like over 5 minutes, and it ain't that you can do about that shit. So it ain't no, you know. So when you get older, it's like, you don't brag about it. It is what it is, and you just hope that don't happen. But if it do, you know, that's when you just gotta have your, you know, tequila, your rum, or your Tanqueray, or you know, whatever, your blunt, and you just gotta go in for seconds and thirds and prove that you could do it. So it ain't about bragging. It's about just doing what you need to do. So it's about being real, because like I said, a lot of guys just say all of that, you know, oh, I got the third leg, I can do this and that. And if you ain't been having sex, that shit go like that, and then you look like a fool. You know,
and it's so unnecessary. It's so unnecessary.
Because it's like nobody even asked you that. You're giving up unasked information. So now I feel like you're trying to overcompensate for something. So now I'm going to question, is it even worth my time? Like, so if I get there and it's not that, I'm going to have attitude.
You got mad and shit. You don't lose my number, don't call back. Matter of fact, you got to go and shit. You know, you might as well just go. You know, but for most men that talk like that, those be the ones that's not getting it, and they can't do it.
I kind of feel the same way.
They gotta talk that game to make up for what they lacking. So usually when you hear guys do that,
the guys who say the most perform the less. And it's not even just as far as like, you know, like bedroom or whatever. It's just in general. Their whole performance as a whole just isn't on
the constant bragging and impressing and all that shit. It's
like the ones who like, oh, I got so much money, I got these clothes, I got this, I got that. Oh, girl, I do this, I do that. Oh yeah, I got, like, it's just not.
But it's more of their actions that tell, right? It's their actions that tell, but they feel a need to constantly overcompensate for themselves.
For what they lacking. For really what they lacking. So that's why I say, like, even for a guy, we could be at in a locker room, you know, the guys' locker room, everybody talks shit what they did and this and that. And then when you hear them, the guys that's always bragging and always talking, you know, it's part of it might be true that they got that outgoing personality, that they always talking, you know, trying to get something started, talking to a female or something like that. But then if they got to keep on doing that, it usually don't be all what they say it is. You know, like, oh man, I was, you know, she came over to see your sister or something, or you know, that neighbor is always there. She speak to everybody at that deli. You know, she talked to everybody when she ringing up your groceries. You ain't doing all that. That's when you know that person is just talking. So even guys see that about other guys too, that they just
they're talkers. They're talkers.
Yeah, they just talk and stuff. Oh man, let me tell you, man, I did this and that. It's like nobody don't want to hear, you know, especially after you get older, you don't want to hear about nobody's fantasies or what they did or
exactly. That's like high school games.
Yeah. So when you have to brag and talk about it, especially when you older, you're like, this motherfucker, you know, if anything, she was probably a trick. You probably paid her. You know what I'm saying? Because you so corny. You corny to me. I'm right. It's a wonder that I'm still your friend talking to you. Yeah, you so corny.
No, really.
So if you did do that, you probably cashed her out. You know what I'm saying? Swiped your card
Right.
on her and stuff. And she probably still didn't do all that you said that she did.
Exactly. Yeah, because I feel like as adults, we don't really like, I mean, maybe you might tell your girls or your one friend or something, but you're not like out there like telling everybody about it. Especially if it's good, why do you want to tell people? You know what I mean? It's like, then your friends come out interested in it.
Yeah, you want to keep it to yourself and enjoy it. And
exactly.
Stuff. Now you might tell somebody like months or a year later,
right,
when it's over, right. Go, well, yeah, man, I did go out with so and so, man. That was, it was.
Yeah, exactly.
Something, but you don't really go and start saying, and especially for guys, because if you start saying it too much about somebody, them guys, a guy will stab you in his back, in your back.
Oh yeah,
100%. They trying to get with them or that person or that. Exactly. So you definitely don't talk if you really doing something like that.
Yeah, especially if it's out of the ordinary sort of thing, right?
Yes, you definitely don't start talking, because if you talk about like you said, if it's too good, next thing you know, somebody else is texting
knocking on
that door trying to get
exactly. It. So dumb.
So you don't, but like I said, the people that do that talking, they're the ones that's not getting it, and it ain't what they say it is. They just run their money.
Agree. Well, since we're on that topic, we'll go to the next question. Which is, and we'll start with Lola. In foreplay, who do you think should be pleasured first, the man or the woman?
Man, foreplay is a very sensitive topic for me.
She said, you hit a sore spot.
So this is how I feel. Here we go. You got another candy bar? All right.
2 more pieces.
I feel like foreplay should be a two-way street. It shouldn't just be, the man just, like how men like to be like, oh, well, it's not going to get itself up. First of all, y'all be asleep and you end up getting poked in the back at like 2:47 a.m. So shut the fuck up. But anyways.
Thank you.
With women, it's not that simple. So I feel like foreplay should be a two-way street, but I feel like a lot of times it's not. And it shouldn't be a matter of like who goes first. It's just both people to achieve what you are really trying to achieve. It's really necessary, especially with women. I'm not saying like men are easier, but they are. No offense. Yeah. But like, you guys are pretty simple. Like pretty much you got one thing that goes in and out of
grab it and shake it and we done. You ready. Grab it and shake it and you're done.
But with women, we have all these different sections. And there's this one main section that consistently gets neglected. And then men will wonder why she didn't get hers. But if they just knew how to focus on this section, then you know what? It wouldn't take us 45 fucking minutes. Because why is it taking you 45 minutes, but it takes my womanizer from Lover's Package less than 5 fucking minutes? All right? Okay? Let's just, can we be real?
I mean, I'm just saying.
If you did your job, all right, like they say,
preach, girl. Preach.
Like the saying goes, men are like microwaves and women are like ovens. You can't put no fucking corn dog in the motherfucking oven and expect in 2 minutes that bitch is about to be done. No, you gotta preheat to 400. You gotta wait however many minutes, and then it is cooked. Okay. And that is why I feel like foreplay should be a two-way street, because you both need it. And another thing.
Here we
go. She has more. Here we go.
This is a sensitive topic because I can't stand when men do this. And there's a lot of men that do this, okay? For YouTube, Facebook, I'm giving y'all free game, okay? Y'all men Except for you, Haj.
Y'all man.
Oh, no. I'm learning too. I learn every show. I learn too.
It's a learning
Y'all
experience.
men
Go.
want to be able to sit on back, get your got 5,000. But then when it comes to when it's time to get hers, you want to do some fucking 69, or you want her to ride your face, or you want her to do something like we don't get the chance to sit there and sit back and even enjoy what the fuck you're doing, because either A, we're having to focus on, we can't even sit here and focus on enjoying ourselves because at the same time we're still having to do you, or I have to worry about, okay, let me not fucking put my whole body weight on your face and then just fucking suffocate you and you die. And I got a murder case on my hands.
Yeah, catch a case. Catch a case.
Exactly. Like, how did he die? I don't know. He told me to ride his face, so that's what I did. And now he's dead. Like, I don't know.
Excellent.
Like,
that is excellent.
I just did what he asked. But yeah, like, man, girl.
Yeah, she answered for all of us.
I told you it was a sensitive subject for me. You should have let me go first. Now I'm mad. Now I'm gonna look at my boyfriend and be like, you know what?
Go in there with an attitude. Go in the bedroom with an attitude tonight.
Good luck, Hodge. Good luck. And following that, we want to hear your answer, but good luck with following that shit.
No, me. Like I said, I could break it in 2 words, like some men, but I always start with me. I think what turns me on is when I'm turning somebody else on. So if I'm getting them in the mood and they enjoying that their self, that's getting me hot, because that's making me know that I'm doing a good job. I'm doing something. So if it's getting that person hot and they feeling good, and then it's like, okay, yeah, this is gonna even be better because now they into it. It ain't one of those that we just doing it to doing it because this is Friday night or this is what we do. It's the everyday thing. So for me, I like it for a play, but to turn somebody on to it's to like they almost can't take it no more. So that's when I go, okay, now it's time to go to the next level. To make
that's that older man chivalry that's absolutely dead.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you turning them on and they hot, just think how it's good it's gonna be when they flip you over and they do you. So you want to get the motor running, not just put gas in and don't drive it. You want to put gas in it, rev the motor, get it going, and then it's like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a hell of a ride tonight.
Check the oil.
All of that, look up at the hood. Kick the tires a couple of times, see what's in the trunk, all of that. So, but see, that's just me, because I know if they feeling good and they turned on, that's the thing. What they finna do to you, because they, most people is like, I ain't finna get outdone. I'm finna ain't let this motherfucker do this to me. I'm finna show him that I got skills too.
Right.
So it's always about pleasing that person as much as you can. And then you enjoy, then it's more enjoyable together. But see, that's just me.
When MK is done, I got something to caveat up for what you just said, but go ahead, MK. I got another free game.
I mean, I both of you guys, I feel like their answers are like super good. Because I feel the same about both. I think it should be a both thing, kind of, sort of. But I guess it depends on the situation. Like, are you dating? Are you sneaky linking? Are you in a relationship? Like, because I feel like once you're kind of like in a relationship, then you kind of just be like, no, bitch, this is what's happening right now. Versus if you're kind of just dating, you're like, oh. But also when you're dating, you're setting the tone of how you are, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're always like, oh, I'm going to do this for you, I'm going to do this for you, I'm going to give you a head, whatever. And then it's like, you're not getting anything back. You're setting the tone for your relationship. And I know this because this has happened to me.
Yeah.
I mean, talking all this shit, like, oh yeah, talking about eating and this and that and this and that. And then when it comes into it, when we're first like dating, then it was like, okay, we weren't even doing that. I was doing all the work, you weren't doing anything. And then as it went on in time, that's just how it stayed. And I'm like, bitch, you don't fucking eat pussy. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And that went on for months. And I was just like, what am I doing? Like, I'm over this. Like, I'm tired of being the one to do all this shit. Because like Hodge, I'm also a giver too. Like, I feel like if you are pleasuring someone, then the pleasure back to you is going to be even better than it was of you giving. Yeah, you get them to this fucking part where they're just about to like kill something. Their eyes are rolled back and all that shit. Then okay. But two, it's like you have to actually communicate what you want. It's all about communication, because if you are going to be in a relationship with someone and you're just the one like fucking doing all the work, then no, because then that's when people start going other places. You know, like, well, if you're not going to do this to me, I'm going to go find someone that does, kind of situation. Because it's true. That I mean, it's the nature of the beast, and it is what it is. You know, and like, I'm not saying, oh, people cheat because you're not doing something to them sexually or whatever. That's on that person that cheats. But I feel like if you talk about it and you give them what they want, there's no need to be looking in other places or whatever it is. So the same time, I totally get what you're saying too, though. It's like, oh, I'm gonna give you head, boom, we're gonna sit there, and then now we're gonna 69. Like, no, that's not what's happening. Because you got your own special time going on over here. Now it's my special time. Like, I want to chill, and like you said, there's a crevice. There's things going on in there, like that you want to make sure that is maximized for you just as much as it is maximized for them. That's the bottom line. And if you're not going to do that, then fuck that. This is not even worth my time.
Yeah.
What is the sense? What is the sense? Like, I'm not going to go to sleep unhappy, or you know,
well,
it's not worth it.
And I think the big thing is that a lot of people don't realize you're more open and susceptible and like more excited to do more shit when you get that person excited. Like,
yes,
you know, like, give me a reason to be excited. Just because I'm in the mood doesn't mean I'm excited. There's levels to this shit, okay?
Right.
Like,
right.
So I feel what you're saying when it's just like, you know, okay, well, for one, like, why are we going to sit there and talk about it? Okay, so you're going to go do this, and then I'm going to do this,
right.
and then you're going to do this. Like, no, just do it. But if you're going to take away from when it's my time to be excited because, like, you've already had your time, and then now you have to, you know, go around and take away from my time to still have your time. And then by the time you're done with your time, then it's like, okay, well, we're ready to go. Okay, well, I'm still not even preheated. So,
right. Like, yeah, like, no.
It's going to be like, I guess. And you're not going to get an angle there. Like,
yeah.
No, it is. And it's weird because it's almost like people don't like to talk about it. Like, people don't like just even ask the questions to other people, but this is normal. Like, this is actually what people do. Normal people do. Pretty much everyone we know has sex. It's not like oh my God, like, what is going on? Like, why are you guys talking about this? But it's real topics. It's real life shit. Like, this shit happens. And this shit also can change a whole relationship.
Yep. See, I think that it's different levels to it also too. Like, it's a difference if it's one of those days or those nights that you got to get up and go to work, or you just got the kids is coming in, or you know what, you just feel like this quickie before you want to go shopping or something like that. So you ain't gonna have time to hit all those spots and do all of that, and that's okay. But if it's time when y'all have that serious time together, I think that's very important to touch everything, all bases.
Right.
You know, so because every time ain't gonna be a home run. But if you could like at least get the third base or hit a deep outfield, that's always a winner, because it makes you want to keep on playing the game. You want to come back. You want to do it again and again. So for people that's really into it, that's what they looking for. But the ones that they only care about hitting the ball and then you get threw out at out, that's like, you know, that's one of you go, man, I'm done with that. Like what you were saying, okay, I'm done with that. That's cool. Because they ain't even trying to go around all the bases. They okay with getting thrown out at first. You know, it's like, I'm cool with that. That's boring. I'd rather not even waste my time, because it ain't doing nothing for me.
No, it's not.
Even basketball players warm up before the game.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
everybody
saying.
do a
Like,
layup
So
or two.
foreplay is important. Don't skip it.
yeah,
Otherwise, your
no.
team gonna lose.
Yeah. Even if you lose the game, you got to warm up. Do a layup
Well,
or
I
two.
mean, and that's the thing, and it's like, people don't realize like it is a big thing, and that's the whole goal, right? It's not only for yourself. If you're serious about someone, it's not only for yourself, but it's for the other person too. I mean, if you're trying to be in a relationship, then yeah, you should want to make sure that that person is getting your full potential in that whatever it is that you're doing, and vice versa. Can't be a one-way fucking street. No. Because that just leads to sorry, it's not working out. Like,
yeah. You just feel used. You don't feel like it mean anything to you. It's not meaning if it's only a one-way street. It's like, and especially if it ain't good, it makes you don't want to do it. And that's definitely make you want to go out and seek it from someplace else, even if you're in a relationship, because it's just boring. It's just ain't nothing there. You want somebody to be hungry, and you want somebody that wants you, somebody that want to do these things and fulfill
exactly.
We all want that. So when you're not getting that, that's what makes other people strive and want to do something else or try something else.
Exactly. Okay, and our last question, which is pretty funny as well, but really not, is if you were a vitamin or a supplement, which one would you be? A vitamin or a supplement? Hodge, we'll start with you.
I guess it would be, I don't know if I would say a vitamin C or E, maybe C, because that's what calcium keep you strong or something, right? So I would say a vitamin C or something that keep you healthy, strong, and you have calcium in your bones, feel strong, you make you feel full and strong. So I would say vitamin C. I was finna say niacin, because I know when I used to take the niacin, when I used to try to clean out my system, it opens up your pores and it makes you hot and sweaty and it just gets into your skin. You know what I'm saying? It brings the inner out of you. But I'm gonna stick with C, the calcium. I'm gonna stick with vitamin C.
Okay. All right. Lola?
Well,
I can see
shit.
Lola's face now.
Vitamin or a supplement?
If I were a vitamin, shit, I used to would have said B12, but the way I'm feeling these days, I'm a straight up melatonin because a bitch be sleepy.
A what?
What? I used to be a B12, but now these days I'm feeling like a melatonin. I'm tired. I don't know. Yeah. But if we want to say something corny, your one a day multivitamin gives you everything that you need.
Keep you all around vitamins. Make that leg kick up, bend that leg back, and don't get no cramps.
I'm like, I would say a Viagra.
Is a Viagra really a vitamin?
It's a supplement.
Yeah.
That's not a daily.
It brings things alive.
Yeah. It'd be like, down, boy, it's just the wind. It's just the wind blowing. Down, boy, down.
It brings out the best in people. I don't know. Or you know what? Okay. If I was being serious, I would say zinc. Because zinc helps boost your immune system. And your metabolism functions, so you can keep like moving. Kind of like an energy sort of thing.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Energizer Bunny, like here and there. So that's what I would say if I didn't say Cialis or Viagra.
Let's think of that Viagra and a Red Bull.
Wow, I don't know.
That sounds like a dangerous combination.
That sounds very dangerous.
That sounds like cardiac arrest.
It really does.
All right,
for two people.
Viagra with a Red Bull.
Yeah. You
I don't
get ready
recommend
for
anybody
emergency.
try that.
Wait, it sounds like cardiac arrest for 2 people.
Disclaimer to the viewers, we do not refer
Condone.
that you do this. This is just a conversation. We are not to be held liable.
We are not
for any
experts.
foolishness.
Yeah.
None of
And
us
look,
are doctors.
And you try any of this at your own risk. We're not
But let
telling
us know if
anybody
you
to
do.
watch it to do it. You try it at
We're
your
not-
own risk.
We're not encouraging, but if you do, we'd like to hear from you.
Yeah. Make sure you inbox us down below exactly what you did, what time, how long it lasts, and what was it. Just inbox us at urban.solutionfm@gmail. And we'll give the results next week on the show.
And while you're inboxing, make sure you like and subscribe.
Subscribe.
You can like and subscribe. We like to hear more. Because like I started thinking about that Red Bull Viagra, you know, we might be. Have you ever seen that show? It go, sex got me into the ER.
No, that's a show.
It's a show. It goes certain sex got me rushed to the ER. So because it shows people doing these different sex things and they had to go to the ER. I think it's like Tuesday or Wednesday it come on like cable or something.
Sounds like questions for next week.
You know what? I always see it on there and I always flip past it. But one day I'm gonna stop and maybe I get some questions and stuff. But that's it. I got direct and it's on the direct and it goes sex got me something to the ER. That's the name of the
I'm gonna have to take a look. I'm not gonna try the whole
next week questions.
But we have next week questions, and that's a wrap. Another successful night.
Yeah, see, we have fun. We just need at least three people. We have fun. You know what I'm saying? Because it's always entertaining. And we learn so much about each other. We learn so much about each other and other things or people we know. That's what makes this so meaningful learning fun.
We're very close and we know all of each other's most intimate moments.
I'm serious, like more than
and so do the viewers.
Yeah. So like you said, make sure everybody see this, share the YouTube, like, subscribe, and tune into the shows. And you know what they say, you got some questions or something you want us to talk about or ask about, hey, inbox us, put them in. And Lola, like I said, you and MK, y'all got something, y'all mix up the questions and put them in because I don't want them all to be just my thoughts. So I want to hear everybody's other opinions and, you know, put them in. Even if we don't get to them that week, we'll get to them the next week. And like I said, as long as it's at least like 3 of us, we can make it happen because I enjoyed this because they was different, you know, and it was cool.
Oh, it was very different.
Yeah. Yes.
I already got a follow-up question for next week.
Oh, here we go. Let's go.
What we were just talking about. That's definitely going to be on next week. So if you guys want to know, make sure you like, subscribe, tune in, so that way it can give you the notification when we're going to talk about next week's question.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. Until next week, guys.
All right. And thank y'all, ladies. Thank you.
Back it up all week. See you next week.
All right. Bye-bye.
See you next week. Bye.